Welcome back. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm your host, Watts. Big Watts, not the little one. I'm back with another banger for you. This one right here is how I personally will book a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble between Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes. Because if last Friday's SmackDown was any indication, looks like that's kind of what they're heading for, even though, you know what I'm saying, it's just like little minor hints at this point. It's not really big hints. And by that, I mean what happened between Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens. Randy Orton trying to get in the middle of it and be somewhat of a peacemaker, a mediator, but cooler heads did not prevail. And by that, I mean when Randy Orton was trying to restrain Kevin Owens accidentally elbowed Randy Orton, and Randy Orton hit his ass back. Simple as that. And then Kevin Owens was looking like, oh my God, you hit me. But it's like, yo, you just hit me. What do you expect? That's another thing. It's funny. It's funny because Cody Rhodes nobody in this situation except Randy Orton is completely justified for their actions. Like, of course, Kevin Owens is justified in his heel turn because why are you linking up with my ops? My ops being Roman Reigns if I'm Kevin Owens, and why are you teaming up with him? Because real spill, Cody Rhodes is not right in that regard. But I know what they're trying to do. Book him as like this good guy who just stands on right and never wrong. He stands on business even if it may offend his friends and offend his people. But I mean, like, let's be for real here. You can't team up with the guy that I had beef with for the better part of 4 years and expect me to be okay with it. No matter what, by hook or crook. I say all of this to say that it's looking like we're gonna get Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens number 2. Actually, I mean they faced each other before. You know what I'm saying? In the past, like I think 2022 when he first came back. I think he faced Kevin Owens on like a random episode of Raw or something like that. But if we're talking about for the title, this is number 2. But I think we're gonna get that at Survivor Series, and I couldn't be happier because I don't want to see Cody Rhodes team up with Roman Reigns and be in the War Games match. We don't need that. We don't need our WWE champion being in a War Games match with somebody that was his foe a year ago. Like I've been saying for the longest time, we've got to get Cody Rhodes away from the Bloodline, at least until WrestleMania season, because we got to make this title reign stand on something other than it just being that we only care about the championship, Cody Rhodes, and the implications of that when Roman Reigns and the Bloodline is involved. And like I said, you're going to hear some noise every now and again. There's a train at the corner of my apartment building that goes back and forth, so you might hear that every so often, but I'll continue right now with what I intended to say. So yeah, how I think it's gonna happen is Randy Orton is gonna be trying to, be the mediator. Cody Rhodes is not trying to hear nothing. Kevin Owens is not trying to hear nothing. They're just trying to go back and forth. um Kevin Owens faces Cody Rhodes at Survivor Series. I think some things happen as to where Randy Orton somehow gets involved, and when that happens, Cody Rhodes picks up the win. After Cody Rhodes picks up the win, Kevin Owens, he's mad. He don't believe that he got a fair shake, and he ends up wanting a rematch. Somewhere along the line, I feel like Randy Orton is going to be Randy Orton and RKO both of them, because let's be honest, they've been kind of teasing it for the longest time as to Randy Orton kind of like cutting his eye at Cody Rhodes' world championship. And I mean, I feel like the writing is on the wall that we're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at some point as well. But yeah, he's been eyeing the championship, and he's a Viper. He's an apex predator. He's a legend killer. You really think that this man is not going to want to go for 16 championships before he finally hangs it up? Ain't no way on God's not so green earth we gonna overlook everything that Randy Orton's done in his career thus far. And for a world championship contender slash main eventer like Randy Orton, not having the championship or having any singles championship for the better part of 3 years is, I don't know. I think Randy Orton's gonna go for the belt. I think he is. So I proceed by saying, after Randy Orton RKO's both these guys, I think what's gonna happen is that's gonna set up for a triple threat match that could really boost not only the championship's prestige as of right now, but it can also boost Cody Rhodes as a guy that don't have to just stand on the bloodline to feel important. You know what I'm saying? Because even though the reign hasn't been terrible and it hasn't been poorly booked, it's been boring outside of the bloodline stuff. If we're being completely honest here, they tried to do something with AJ Styles and stuff like that, and do like a rendition of Mark Henry retiring and then proceeding to massacre John Cena. So they tried to do that with AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. It didn't get the type of reaction that I guess they thought it was going to get. You know what I'm saying? But the unfortunate truth about face title reigns and just, Triple H and his long-term booking is that you kind of just know what's going to happen before it even happens. And by that, I mean, we know that Triple H is not going to want the world title to change hands on just a random PLE. I be saying pay-per-view a lot. Forgive me. I'm 28 years old, and I grew up with them calling it a pay-per-view. So if I slip up and still call it a PPV or pay-per-view or whatever instead of a PLE, please forgive me. But yeah, I think that a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble will make the title feel more important, and it'll keep people invested in who wins and stuff like that up until we get The Rock or Roman Reigns or all three of them guys facing each other in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. They're saying that The Rock is not going to be able to wrestle at WrestleMania because of whatever, prior engagements, because he is a megastar in Hollywood. But I feel like it's a swerve. I feel like they're just saying that just to kind of throw people off. And even if that is the case, I want to see something new. You know what I'm saying? But more than likely, the box office choice is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 3. If all else fails and The Rock really can't make it to WrestleMania, which I highly doubt. But personally, I know that that's how it's going to happen. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because this is all fantasy booking here. But we do know that writers and stuff like that pay attention to all content, Twitter content, YouTube content, all of that. But let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I'm loving the engagement. I'm gonna reply to every comment if I could. You know what I'm saying? Good and bad, positive and negative. I take all, and I appreciate everything. Constructive criticism, harsh criticism, it don't really matter to me. I'm just here to produce the best product possible and try to kind of be different from other YouTubers in some capacity. But anyway, furthermore, and in conclusion, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything. I'm out. Peace.